Hey,
Speaking of as you were saying.
Hokianga and awesome, how awesome the signing of James Fisher-Harris. And I know it's been crazy and it broke the internet last week, and then his performance as well the other night for the Panthers and scoring a try, man. Is it big things to come for the Warriors for sure?
I tried not to overstate it or understate it last week when the news came out, but it's the biggest signing, I think, for the Warriors' history. To get someone of his calibre, Kiwi captain, Golden Boot winner, grand finals galore, 28.
Yeah.
And to get him at that ripe age, and as a front rower, he's got his best years ahead of him. That's ridiculous to say for someone who's achieved so much and what he's done already. But I don't think it is understating that he is the best signing the Warriors have made in their 30-odd years.
Crazy. It's massive. It broke the internet, and I think everyone was in a little bit of disbelief because no one thought it was real. So the news travels really quickly in rugby league, and people are going, "Hey, have you seen this? Have you heard this?" And I'm thinking, hold on a minute, let me just go through all the social media and try and find the NRL and Channel 9 looking at the date. Yeah, no, it's not April Fool's, so we're all good. But like you said, I think arguably the best signing in the Warriors' history. I think what he can bring to the club on and off the field, not only for the players that he's going to be playing with, but our young development in the front row, the Zion Moes, Jacob Labens, those kind of guys, but his professionalism as well. He's a leader, and obviously he led New Zealand to winning the Pacific Championship against Australia, and it's just being able to have someone of his calibre in our own backyard. But the confidence he's going to bring to those boys in the pathways, but also the team. Man, when you look at Adam Whanua-Blake and you look at James Fisher-Harris, I'm sure at one stage there, the Warriors sort of, how are we going to fill this gap? And I know they missed out on Braden Haninuali.
Yep.
Maybe a blessing in disguise because you get James Fisher-Harris.
And probably costs a little bit more as well, but the investment will be worth it. Not just for what, as you're saying, not just for what he gives on the field, but what he offers off the field and his leadership, his professionalism, and what he's going to be able to teach by how he lives and how he works every single day. It's going to be infectious. Because of the success he has, the other young fellas watching him live and breathe professionally, they're going to have to toe that line to see this is how I need to get to where he is.
So not too many of the brothers come out of the Hokianga. Kia ora, and the bro Fish from Kohu, which is a little bit bigger than where I grew up in Pangaru, a little bit bigger, but man, like for the people back home,
awesome.
It's a great achievement for what he's done for the game so far. And like you said, 28, he's coming to the prime of his career for a front rower. And those kids that aspire to be like James from the north, they want to go on a journey and chase a journey, he's the prime example of someone that's worked his butt off to get to where he is. 3 premierships, played in 4 grand finals, won a Pacific Championship, man. It's crazy what he's done already.
For him personally as well, he's finally getting to move home after, I think it's been 10 to 12 years that he's been over there. No, not
he went over at 15 too, I think.
Yeah, so that's a long time that he's been away, and now he's getting to come back. I remember talking to him once. I've met him, and
nice.
He's big on his leadership values for his family. So now he's coming back to be with his family. How would that feel for him?
Well, it's also the culture connection, culture to home. He's got 2 kids and 1 on the way. In a similar situation to myself when I first come back home, is that you want to bring your kids up in a culture that's familiar in their culture. So it's great for the kids. It's great for him. He still wants to be connected to culture as well. I'm sure James would say it himself. He's not really close to that right now. But by coming home, being a part of the Māori All-Stars, being part of New Zealand, you're getting that little bit of taste of what it is. And I know he's tight with his whānau up in Coke, so it's great that he can come home and bring his family home. And, man, what a signing that is for the Warriors. I think, man, I can't wait to have him back here at the Warriors.
No, I mean, you talk about how young he was when he left, and part of the reason he did leave was the knockback that he got at the Warriors to start with, and he didn't get an opportunity there. So, and it's interesting to read this week that that's always been a bit of fuel for him. That's been a drive for him in his career to prove the Warriors wrong, but to get back. you know, and so they missed out, and the Warriors understand now what they've missed out on, but he gets to come back and live his dream out, but also give back not only to the club but to the community. I'm definitely he'll do that as well.
Who knocked them back? Far out. The person that knocked them back straight up, bro. Like again, hindsight. This is hindsight, and you're not going to keep everyone here in New Zealand, and you're going to let some slip through the gap. And James is one, Dylan Brown is another. There's a couple of guys that have gone on and done really well.
Yeah,
so.
Sean Kenny Downs, Peter Hiku, those kids.
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole list. You can't keep them all. You can't do that, but you also don't have a crystal ball that you can try. You got to make those assessments, and that's where the recruiters make or break their money.